Hi, boys and girls. This is Mr. Woods. Today we're working in the Ready Classroom math book. It has kangaroos on the front and that little monster as well. So today, lesson 6 and then session 3. Here's our objectives. Breaking apart two-digit numbers into tens and ones as a place value strategy for adding. Recognizing that in adding tens are added to tens and ones to ones, and determine when grouping a 10 is necessary in carrying out the regrouping to find a sum. We want to connect to our prior knowledge. We have number lines, and here it says use an open number line to solve each equation. I want you to take a look at all of these equations. So we have 58 plus a number is equal to 60, 26 plus a number is equal to 30, 13 plus a number is equal to 20, 71 plus a number is equal to 80. I'm going to show you a few strategies and model it out for you so you can take a look at it. First, I want you to go through and try to solve each of these on your own. So get out a sheet of paper or use your math notebook and draw a number line and then work on the first one. 58 plus something is equal to 60, and then do the other three. Pause the video now. Okay, we're back. Hopefully you've gone through and you worked all of these out, put it out on the number line. I'm going to show you a few strategies on how I would do it. Your method may be different, and that's okay, but double check how you did it against how I'm doing it. So let's take a look at this. We have 58 plus a number is equal to 60. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw 0 here, and then I'm going to do a big jump over to the other end here. And that's going to be 58. And that's where we're at. You know, it's just something that, or it's 58, and I'm going, well, wait a minute, 58 is that's kind of close to 60. 50, I'm going to count on 59, 60. So I have 60 here. And I know that this is 1 and this is 1, so that's going to be a plus 2, right? So our missing number is 2. Let's take a look at the next one. Okay, so we have 26 plus a number is equal to 30. I work really well with making tens, but let's take a look how we can break this down. So I can have this as 20 plus 6 plus that phantom number there is equal to 30, because 20 plus 6 is equal to 26. Again, I start out at 0. I'm going to do a 20 hop. There's 20. And then, wait a minute, 20, and I know that adding 10 more to 20 is equal to 30. Well, all I need to do is make a 10. So 6 plus what is equal to 10? That's right, 6 plus 4 is equal to 10. And so what I need to do is I can add those numbers over here again. I can do a 6 hop. So that makes it 26. And then a 4 hop. And that makes it 30. So again, there's 4, 6. So I broke it up. 20, adding 6 to 26, adding 4 to 30. So I'm doing that. I'm making these tens. It's a great way to do it. I highly recommend that you do it. You know, to practice this way. And there's other ways too. Let's take a look at the next one here. Well, heck, I have 13 plus a number is equal to 20. And I know that 10, if you look at my doubles, my large doubles, 10 and 10 make 20. So I want to have, let's see here, I want to have a 10 plus 10. That equals 20. Well, I know that this 13 here is a 10 plus 3. So this is that 110 right there. Now I need to work on this other 10. 3 plus what is equal to 10? Think about it. Hold up 3 fingers and then add the rest. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, so 7. So I'm going to add 3 plus 7. That's that other 10 right here. So I have a 10 plus 3 plus 7. Let's take a look at that again. Start out, my number line is 0. I'm going to do a 10 hop. So there we go. Let's mark it out as 10. And then I'm going to do a 3 hop. So 10 plus 3 is 13. And then adding that 7, and that's going to be, makes that 10. So 10, 13, and then this is actually not 7, 20. That was 7 hop up here. So 7 and 3. So if I have 10 and 3 make 13, which is at 13, then I add a 7. So my mystery number is 7. All right, let's take a look at the last one here. So I have 71 plus something is equal to 80. Same thing, you know, I can do it so many different ways, but let's try something else, something a little bit different. So I have 0, and I'm going to just do this big hop to 80. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to count backwards by 1. So 80, 79, get that, 78, 77, 76, 75, 74, 73, 72, 71, 71. So what is this hop from 71 to 80? What is that going to be? So I count this up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9. So 71 plus 9 is equal to 80. So my mystery number here is 9. So this is our warm-up. Now let's go on to page 151. Let's take a look at this. I will read the problem, and this is our develop knowledge session here. So let's take a look. Read and try to solve the problem below. There are 48 students on bus A and 43 students on bus B. How many students are on both buses? I want you to pause this and try to figure this out. I want you to try this. Okay, boys and girls, we're back. Hopefully you've tried this. I want you to pay attention now. Let's take a look at what some possible solutions are. And let's read this again. Read and try to solve the problem below. There are 48 students on bus A and 43 students on bus B. How many students are on both buses? So this is bus A, there's 48. Over here it's 43. We'd write that out an equation as being 48 plus 43. And that's going to equal, you don't know. You're like, hey, Mr. Woods, I don't know how to add those big numbers. Well, let's break it down a little bit. Remember that there are 4 10s here and 4 10s here, and then there's 8 1s and 3 1s. I bet you can add those together. Well, let's try this. So let's break it down. So we have 40 plus 40 equals what? Well, doing it this way can be hard sometimes as well, so let's try. Look at this. I say 40, 40, put a plus sign over here. I have my ones. I notice how my ones are lined up, and those are zeros. 0 plus 0 is equal to 0. 4 10s plus 4 10s is equal, so we're adding the 4s there. That's going to be 8 10s, so my answer is 80. Okay, following along here. And then let's take a look at what we have left. So we have 8 1s plus 3 ones. Again, notice it's just out of habit. I was putting it all in the ones columns here. And that's going to equal to what? Let's take a look. So 8, you can count on. 8, and then hold up 3 fingers and bring them down one at a time. 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, that's 11. So again, I have in the tens column and in the ones column. So I have 0 and 1 make 1. 8 and 1, or I'm sorry, 8 tens and 1 tens. Adding those together is 9 tenths. So there's 91. Okay, but we're not quite complete because we need to make sure that we have our units there. I'm going to use some text tool here. I'm going to say 91 students in all. There we go. So 91 students. That's how many are on both buses. Next page. Page 152. So I showed you one way to do it, breaking it down into tens and such. There's other ways that you could have done it. It's just, you got to do it your way. You could have drawn a picture, but we're getting into a point where drawing like individual ones as a circle or a cross or an X or a tally mark is getting too large. So let's look at this again. There are 48 students on bus A and 43 students on bus B. How many students are in both buses? Well, let's picture it. You can quickly use a quick drawing. Now, I want to tell you, I would have probably given you some 10 rods and some 1 units to do this. So it says, show each number with a quick drawing. It's easier to add when one number has no ones. So regroup to make a 10. Remember back on the number lines, how I was regrouping to make a 10? Let's take a look. So each of these lines is equal to 10. In essence, that's your 10 rod. And each of these dots are equal to 1 unit. So that's going to be your 1 unit, one little block there. So we have 48 plus 43. Now, let's look at it over here where, oh, wait a minute. To make another 10 here, because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I have 1, 2, 3, I take 2 from here, okay, and which is the 43, and I move it over here to complete it to make a 50. So I move those 2 over, so 48 to 50. I did that 40 jump, which is right here, over to, and then added that 1. So this 1 right here is right there. And these 1, 2, 3, 4, that 40 is right there. I had my 50 here because I moved it all over. So I could have started at 50, but I wanted to show you that we can start at 48, add the 2, do a 40 jump, and then a 1. Next page. So we're on page 153. With this here, I want you to take a look at this. It says, now you will use the problem from the previous page to help you understand how to make a 10 to add. So I have the picture it here. It says, look at picture it on the previous page. I have it here for you. Hopefully you can see it well enough. And then down here it says, look at model it on the previous page. This is the model. This is where we did that number line where we jumped it after we regrouped it. So number 1, why do you add 2 to 48? Well, we want to make a 10, right? That's down here. So what does that drawing show? Well, we have 48 plus 2, and that equals 50. Remember here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 10 rods, and then there's 8 dots. We took 2 from over here and made a 50. So there's that 50. So to make that 41 here, see how that is? There's 43, and then there's this 41. I'm going to go over here, show you that 41. What did you do? You took away 2, which means minus, and there's that 2. So 43 minus 2 is equal to 41. And then we have 50 plus 41. I'm going to draw that down here. There's 41. Make that 4 a little bit better. 41. If I do it that way, you can see we're adding the tens. Adding the ones column here. So that's going to be 1. 0 plus 1 is 1. We're adding the tens column. 5 tens plus 4 tens is equal to 9 tens. Boom. Got the answer that way as well. So it says here, what number should you get if you add all the jumps and why? What do you think that would be? Well, it's the number that you add on, that you land on when you're done. So 48, and you add 2 to that jump is 50. You add our 5 tens, you add 4 tens, which is 90 or 9 tens, and then you add 1 more, and that equals 91. I'm going to put this over here, 91. So when you add it all in succession, you're going to get the same answer. All right. Now I want you to apply it. So we're on page 154. I want you to work these problems. I will read all the problems first, and then I want you to pause the video, and then come back to check your answer. Number 6 on page 154. Sam drives 39 miles north. Then she drives 28 miles east. How far does she drive altogether? Show your work. You can pause it now and do the next one. Number 7, 523 plus 37. Show your work. Pause it now to work on this one. Number 8, explain how the addition problem 17 plus 48 could be solved by adding 20 to 45. Show your work. Pause now so that you can work on this one. Okay, we're back. So let's take a look at number 6. And remember how we were pulling out the important information when we're going through a problem. So let's read through these problems and pull out the important information. We're going to work on number 6 first here on page 154. Sam drives 30 miles north. Ooh, so he drives 39 miles. Okay. Then, so this is the next part here. Then she drives 28 miles east. How far does she drive altogether? Oh, it says how far altogether. See how I'm underlining those words, how far altogether. So they want to find the total distance that Sam drove. Let's take a look at this. So our equation would be 39 plus 28 equals a number. Well, we can stack it up, we can make a 10. There's so many different things that we can do. For this one here, I want to do I'm going to show 10 rods and 1 units to do this. So let's take a look. So we have 1, 2, 3 10 ones, rods, and then I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Not really good circles, but you get the point. And then I'm going to add 28. So I have 1, 2, 10s. So these are my 10 rods, and then 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, remember how we were borrowing and stuff like that? So let's take a look at what we can do. So we have 1, 2, 3 10 rods, and then there's 9 1 units. And then over here we have 8 1 units, so what I can do is I can knock this one off. Go, boom, and I'm going to move that over here. So now, how many 10s do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4 10s. So that's going to be 40. And then I have how many 10s over here? I have 1, 2 10s. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ones. So I'm going to say 40 plus 20 plus 7. Now, what does that equal to? All of this is going to, so this equals that. So 4 10s plus 2 10s. Count by 10s. 40, 50, 60. So, so it's 60 plus 7 now. And then that is going to give us our solution, which is going to be 67. Let's make that 6 a little bit better. Miles. There you go. So 67 miles altogether. Let's take a look at number 7. Hopefully you've done this already. Ooh, I see a pattern. Do you see a pattern? Take a look at that. So we have 23 and 37. So we have 20 plus 3 plus 30 plus 7. I'm always looking for patterns because I want to make a 10. And right here, I have 3 and 7. So 3 plus 7. So I have 3 plus 7 equals 10. And then I have 20 plus 30. That equals, well, again, we're counting by 10s. So we start out with 20, 30, 40, 50. You see how we did that? By 50. So 0 plus 0 is 0. And 5 plus, or 5 10s plus 1 10 is equal to 6 10s. So I have 60. See how we did that? I want you to start thinking about that. Really having those skills to make a 10 is going to pay off, as well as knowing what your small and large doubles are, counting by 10s as well. So those are some skills that you need to practice and to be able to do these problems quickly. Now, math is not necessarily something you want to do quickly, but it makes it so it's easier to do faster. How's that? Okay, it says here, explain how the addition problem 17 plus 48 could be solved by adding 20 to 45. Show your work. Well, let's write this problem out. So first I have 17 plus 48. And that's going to, I can break it down, and let's just break this out. So it's going to be 10 plus 7 plus 40 plus 8. And I'm going, well, wait a minute, let me group those 10s together. So I have 10 plus 40, okay, and that's going to give me a number. And then I have 7 plus 8 plus 8 is equal to something. But wait, I see something here. I can make a 10. So how can I make a 10? Well, I can take 2 out of here and add it to this 8 to make 10, or I can take 3 out of here and make 10. So let's do that. So I have 7 plus 5 plus plus 3. See, that's that 8 right here. So I can use that 8, or rather that 3 from the 8 and the 7. So I'm going to make a 10. So I have 10 plus 5. Okay. So now I'm like, well, wait a minute. This is really interesting. There's another 10. There's a 5. So I have 10 plus 40. Okay. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. Huh. So now I have a 10 and a 10. So that's 20. That's where I got those two 10s from. Let me draw that here. So there's that 10 and 10. Okay. And then I have this 40 plus 5. And that's going to be 20 plus 45. So now I can solve that as well. I mean, that should be relatively quickly. Or I could have just said 10 and 40, that's 50, because we can count on from 40. So 40 plus 10 more is 50, plus 10 more is 60, plus 5, and that's going to be equal to 65. Again, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, plus 5 is 65. Got it? Let's move forward to the next page on 155. So here's some additional practice. I want you to take a look at this here. Let's look at the example first. It shows, what is 37 plus 24? 37 plus 24 is the same as 40 plus 21. How'd that happen? Well, again, we're regrouping. Okay, so we have our 10 rods here and our 1 units, which are the dots. So we have 1, 2, 3, which is 30. That's 3 10s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which is 7 1s. Plus 24. So we have 1, 2 10s and 1, 2, 3, 4 1 units. We're going to regroup them. So if you notice, we're taking away 3 from here to make a 10. So we have 40 plus 10, 21. So 40 plus 21 is equal to 61. So therefore, 37 plus 24 is also equal to 61. Let's look over here. I'm going to read the problem, then I want you to come up with the solution for the regrouping here. Kim picks 28 apples. Nate picks 17 apples. Okay. Look at the quick drawing, then fill in the blanks. So you have Kim with 28, so there's 10, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 28. Nate picks 17. Again, there's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We need 2 more over here if we want to regroup this. So I'm taking away these 2 right here and adding it to make a 10. So now we have 10, 20, 30. And then over here, we have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, plus 15. How many apples do Kim and Nate pick in all? Well, let's look at it this way. So we have 30 plus 15. We can also write that as 30 plus 10 plus 5. Wait a minute, Mr. Woods, where'd you get that? 10 plus 5. Well, 10 plus 5 is equal to 15. You see that? It's because I have 10 1s, 1 10s and 5 1s. So 10 plus 5 is equal to 15. So 30, and we can count by tens. 30, 40 plus 5 is, what is that? 45. So that's going to be 45 apples. And remember, always write down the units as well. So apples. have some more additional practice on page 156. I want you to go through these problems. I will read them for you, and then I want you to pause the video and work on it yourself. Number 3, 57 plus 14 is the same as blank plus blank. Number 4, fill in the missing numbers in the open number line, then find 57 plus 14. We have a 57 with a jump of 3, and then a jump of 10, then a jump of 1. Fill in those numbers there. And we're going to have 57 plus 14 equals a number. Number 5, Mia has 49 red beads and 36 yellow beads. How many beads does Mia have in all? Show your work. Well, let's pull out the important information here. So Mia has 49 red beads and, well, that's telling me it's going to be addition, 36 yellow beads. How many beads does Mia have in all? So you need to figure out what this is going to be. So 49 plus 36 beads. Pause and finish your calculations. Number 6, the equation below shows a sum of 51. Write 3 different equations with a sum of 51. So we have 22 plus 29 equals 51. To see my answers for all of these problems here, you need to go and look at the Math Jamboard for lesson 6.3 in Google Classroom.